G'day everyone, here is a quick video about exporting your After Effects projects to a video file. We're going to need video files for submission and uploading to video streaming services like YouTube or Vimeo, and also for submitting to Canvas. We're going to need .mp4 files. So let's export something from After Effects and look at what kind of options are available to us. So when exporting from After Effects, there's a couple of ways we can do it. I suggest using the Adobe Media Encoder. I think that's a nice straightforward way of getting our video files out of our projects. You can do that a couple of ways, by either going up to, obviously selecting the composition that you want to export, and then going up to composition and adding that to the Adobe Media Encoder queue, or you can also do that under File, Export, Add to Adobe Media Encoder queue, the other, and that should open up Adobe Media Encoder. Might take a second for that file to copy across. If you don't have Media Encoder open, it will launch it for you, and it'll take a little bit of time to kind of do some computation, file linking, I expect, and our file should end up in our queue here in a moment. There we go. So this is Media Encoder, and the important kind of place where we'll be, doing our exporting work is in the queue. So you can export multiple things at the same time. We're just going to look at exporting one composition to a single mp4 video. So for our purposes, we are going to look at the range of different types of videos that we can export, and we're going to select H.264. So H.264 is a motion JPEG file that is compressed. So we try and remove some of the information from the video file to make it smaller and better for streaming on the internet. And it's going to create .mp4 files. In the output file column, if we select on the little blue link there, we can choose a space that we want to export to and rename it. Of course, I'm just going to leave it as is, name of the composition, click Save. Now under the preset column, we have the option to choose a compression preset that we want, some compression settings that we want the video to have. And you can see that there's just quite a few here, and some that will be quite useful for us in the future. For example, we can just apply the YouTube Full HD preset. You don't have to worry about any of the settings if we're going to upload to YouTube. Likewise, there's a Vimeo HD setting. There's also a couple of settings up the top that I think we'll use a little bit mainly for submitting to Canvas. So we can submit a low bit rate, so we can select match source, adapt low bit rate, and that'll make a kind of fairly compressed file, small file, which will be good for posting things to discussion forums in Canvas and the like. At the moment, I'm going to hit match source high bitrate and quickly have a look at the settings. So if you want to look at the actual settings that we're applying to that end mp4 file, click on that little blue link and it'll open a kind of a settings dialog box in a sec. Oh, there we go. This is the export settings dialog box. And we can crop the length of our video if we like, and we can look through the various different export settings on the right hand side here. I'm going to pay just attention to the video section here, and so like we can scroll through video, audio, etc. And we could, with video selected, we could resize our image, we can change the frame rate, all of which I'm not going to do, and I'm going to leave all of this as is, exactly the same, but come down to the bitrate settings and have a look what we can do here. So the bitrate is the amount of compression that we're applying to our end mp4 file, and you can see that if I increase the bitrate size, our estimated file video size is larger, and if I pull that right down, we can get smaller files. So this is good for emailing stuff or sending stuff to yourself, and also for putting stuff on, submitting stuff for Canvas. Of course, the smaller your file, the more compressed it is, the more kind of janky it's going to look with artifact caused by the compression, just like a JPEG does if you compress it too much. So you want to like work out a file size that you're kind of happy with, and that's using a bitrate encoding VBR single pass. You can also apply a double pass where you can target the bit rate and have a maximum bit rate. And I believe that you can actually get smaller and better compressed files with the 2-pass. Might have to experiment with that. Then we'll click OK, and then we're ready to encode or to render. And we'll click the Start Render queue. We'll see our file rendering down here. File has become missing since started this. Just ignore that. And there's our video render complete, and here is our finished animation file. It's a mp4.mp4 compressed with the .264 compression, and perfect for streaming on the internet, playing in a browser, and uploading to Canvas.